Okay, so this is my third time filming this video. Gosh, various reasons. So this is the first video that you are seeing on my channel. Please subscribe. I'm going to be uploading videos every single week. Storytime videos, beauty videos, lookbooks, it's like a lot of different stuff, lifestyle videos, a lot of stuff. This is my channel. This is gonna be what I want it to be, an abundance of what I want it to be and what I like to watch on YouTube. So this video is gonna be what I like to watch. These videos are gonna be like what I would like to watch. And so I just decided, why not start my first YouTube video up with my favorite kind of videos, which are storytime videos. These are my favorite kind of videos to watch. Sorry, I keep fucking with my hair because it's literally bothering me. Anyways, so yeah, I was like, might as well start my channel off with videos that I like to watch, and my favorite videos to watch are story times. So this is the time I was the side chick. I was one of two side chicks. Or my main chick had a side chick. So here we go. So this story took place in high school, and it was my first love, my first true love for me, not for her. This is the first time I was ever in love, and yeah, so we're gonna get into it. My hair, it's bothering me. It's really bothering me. I'm gonna take this hat off, guys. I'm gonna take it off, and I'm gonna fix my hair a little bit, and we're gonna start this motherfucking video. Sorry guys, I'm just a little flustered because I've recorded this video two times. This is my third time. So I'm like, fuck me. Anyways, alright, let me get comfortable. Grab your tea because this may be a long video. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try to make it not long, but I'm gonna also try not to talk so fast because I really have an issue doing that. Alright, so this takes place in my early sophomore year in high school, when I finally, not really came out, but discovered that I do like girls and that's all I like. So I am a lesbian. Now you know my sexuality. Yeah. Anyways, so this starts in high school in fall, sophomore year, fall, winter actually. The girl that I was dating, we're gonna call her Brittany, that's not her real name. Brittany was on the basketball team. She wasn't very good. She was a bench warmer and I was a cheerleader. And so since she was a bench warmer, she would give all her focus to me and always sit with me, and the girls would play first when we were out of weight games. The girls would play first, and then they would have to wait. We'd have to all wait until the guys were done, and I'd have to cheer, and then we would leave. So when the guys were playing, she would literally I don't know how basketball cheerleading is everywhere, but in Georgia, basketball, I don't live in Georgia now, I live in Colorado, but in Georgia, basketball cheerleading, you would be on the bleachers, and it was basically like a step team. It was really fun. It was really fun. Football cheerleading was actual cheerleading, stunts and stuff, but basketball cheerleading was really fucking fun and very ghetto, and I liked it. And so she would sit by me literally because I was in the front, because I'm pretty sure I was captain or co-captain or whatever at the time, and I would sit in the front, and she would literally sit right in front of me. She was like a puppy dog. Okay, I'm literally no shade, no tea to anybody that I talk about in the story. These are gonna be based on my feelings then, not now. I don't have an issue with either one of these people, and me and one of them actually became friends, and we don't really talk like that anymore, so we're not friends, but we're just whatever, we're cool, whatever. Anyways, so that doesn't matter. So I mean, it does, because I don't want anyone to get offended, because everyone's gonna know who I'm talking about. If you went to high school with me, you're gonna know who the fuck I'm talking about in this story time. So she would come sit with me and she would flirt with me, and this happened within a matter of 5 games. She would flirt with me, and my friends would be she's flirting with you, doesn't that bother you? I'm like, no, it doesn't bother me, she's my friend, it's whatever. We all know she likes girls, it's not a big deal. Y'all, these edges, those are gross. Anyways, it's not a big deal, whatever, it's not a big deal. And then eventually I was like, I actually like that she flirts with me. So I went from it's not a big deal to I like that she flirts with me to, oh shit, I'm gonna flirt back with her. This is to this is just a fun thing, to fuck, I like her. And so when it got to fuck, I like her, by the way, I have a potty mouth. When it got to fuck, I like her, I remember we were on the way to the game and she's like, sit on the bus with me on the way back. So I'm like, okay. We're like flirting at the game. You know, the little hard eyes I had looking at this bitch. And I remember she's like, sit next to me on the bus. So I sat next to her on the bus on the way back home from the away game. And first red flag, first fuck girl, because those exist. Fuck girl, red flag. Jessica, the side hoe, or whatever, or I was the side hoe, whatever, I don't really know. You gotta ask them. No, but don't. Jessica, the side chick, popped up on her phone. By the way, this was her ex-girlfriend. Let me just say that. This was her ex-girlfriend, I thought. I don't know if they were still dating, but I thought, because she's flirting with me and shit, that she ain't got a girlfriend. Anyways, I was not ever friends with Jessica before this, so I owed her no loyalty. So I knew that was her ex-girlfriend. So when I saw Jessica pop on her phone, I'm like, why is she texting her ex? Like, bitch. She was texting her ex. I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, whatever, maybe, I don't fucking know, I don't fucking care. And that was the first red flag. Ignored it, went like, literally like, didn't even process in my brain because I had never had a serious relationship. And so then we exchanged numbers, and I remember she like texted me, like she was sitting next to me on the bus, you know, a school bus, and texted me on the bus. And was like texting me, and like, so I like text her back something that's weird. And I'm pretty sure I was like, why are you texting me? Like when you can just talk to me. She was weird. I don't know. She was weird. And so then I remember we were texting all night, and I invited her to my house the next day. Now, my parents were very fucking strict, and that is very important in this story to know, that they were very fucking strict. They weren't just strict, they sheltered me, and I don't agree with it. I love them, and I think I was raised very good, but I don't agree with sheltering your children because it put me through a lot of depression that we can get into another time. So anyways, back on track. So I invited her over, and my parents were strict, but they didn't care if girls came over. Like, obviously a guy wasn't gonna come over. They didn't know that I liked girls, so they're like, whatever. And so she came over, and it was so fucking awkward. We were like watching a movie, which was the last song because that's my favorite movie, and I didn't forget that. We were watching the movie, and it was so awkward. Everything was so weird because it was just so fucking weird. We were like, I was nervous, that's why it was awkward. And she was probably nervous, and like my hands are all sweating, we're like holding hands, fucking awkward. We're like sitting next to each other in the bed, like holding hands. It's fucking weird. And then I remember she had to leave, so her mom calls her to pick her up, and she's like, oh, I'm in the neighborhood, or dad, whoever the fuck it was. And we kissed, and that's when I realized, wow, like I like her a lot, and I like girls a lot. And so fast forward to later on, and this is probably like in the beginning of February or middle of January. It's probably the middle of January. And she asked me to be her girlfriend on Valentine's Day. To me, that's fuck girl, red flag number 2. Like, why the fuck are you asking me to be your girlfriend on Valentine's Day? How corny does it get? I'm just kidding. We were in high school, so I'm just kidding. Anyways, so she asked me to be her girlfriend, and then throughout the rest of the year, between February and May, it was a bunch of fuck shit. Jessica would always, like, relay messages through our mutual friends to get back to me like, oh, they're still talking, and it'd be like, and then it would get to her that we're talking and we're dating and they're talking, and I was holding hands with her and hugging her in the hall, and then it would come back to me that they were doing the same thing, and it would like really hurt me. But I would just ignore. I would confront her about it, I'd confront Brittany about it, and she would tell me that's not true, and I would listen to her and believe her and just fucking listen to her and just continue on about my life and believe her, and it didn't faze me after that. And so then fast forward to her graduation. She was 2 years older than me, and she invited me to her graduation, but my parents were strict and they were going to be out of town, and they wouldn't let me go to a fucking high school graduation. See, that's one thing I don't agree with. Like, why couldn't I go to a graduation? That didn't make any sense to me, but whatever. No shade, no tea to anybody in this story. Yeah, so I wasn't allowed to go, so I remember I hung out with my friend that day, and Brittany told me that she would be coming to the neighborhood that I lived in for some graduation parties and to see me. So I was like, okay, no problem, whatever. And then later on that day, Jessica posted a picture at the graduation with Brittany. And I'm like, what? So I was pissed or whatever, confronted her. She denies it, or whatever. She says, oh, it's not even like that, blah, blah, blah. She talks her way out of it. I listen. And so then she comes over to my house later, her and this boy, and my grandmother was at the house, and because my parents were out of town for a soccer tournament. And my grandmother ended up seeing me and my friend Sydney with Brittany and the guy. And she's like, oh, hell no, it's like 12. She calls my parents. My stepmom's pissed. And my stepmom they start blowing up my phone. I'm like ignoring calls because I'm just too scared to answer the phone because I know I'm about to get my ass chewed out. And then my stepmom messages Brittany on Facebook. Like, that's so embarrassing. Message her and like, leave her alone. You need to find someone your own age. All this stuff. And I was so embarrassed. And I was like, fuck. Like, now she's going to break up with me and go be with Jessica. And she didn't. She didn't break up with me. She should have, but she didn't. She just broke up with me then. And she stayed with me. And then, so after that, I was pretty much grounded the rest of the summer. And I would do anything to talk to this girl. I would get my phone taken away, then use my iPod, get my iPod taken away, take my SIM card out of my phone, put it in my old phone to get that taken away. I would just pile up stuff and get in so much trouble and keep getting in trouble over this girl because I wanted to see her. And we only got to see each other one time that summer, and it was because one of my friends' parents let her come over, and they knew she wasn't supposed to come over. They knew I was not supposed to hang out with her, but they did anyway. So they came through. That's shady, but anyways. And then I remember Jessica ended up texting me. She was like, I just want to let you know, if you guys are dating, that she's coming to see me and she's kissing me real good. That's literally, I'm pretty sure that's pretty much what she said, or it was something like that. And I remember I kind of laughed. I was like, what the fuck? But it was kind of funny, whatever. It wasn't funny. Well, then I kind of smirked, laughed because of the way she said it, but I was pissed. So I confront her and she's like, that's not true. That bitch is lying, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. And then I remember another thing, like the next week, I see Jessica put Brittany in her bio, like, Brittany has my heart. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is she saying that? She's like, I don't know, that's weird. I'm like, yeah, it is fucking weird if someone's saying that and y'all don't even talk. Like, that's weird, but I don't believe that. And she's like, no, she is. And then I guess she ended up confronting her because she ended up deleting it. But then I remember she ended up putting it back on there, but whatever. So more red flags, and I just keep ignoring. And then she messages me again. Jessica does, and she's like, well, we're just gonna have her choose one of us. And I'm like, okay, because she's gonna choose me. And then she ended up choosing me or whatever, but then still would go see Jessica. And so it was ridiculous. And I don't even know why I lowered my standards, but I didn't even have standards. I didn't even know my standards. I didn't know my worth then to let someone choose. Like, I'm gonna be your number one or you're not at all. Like, that makes sense. Like, you're not choosing me. Like, no. It's me over everybody. I'm just kidding. But like, what the fuck? Like, I really did not know my worth then. And so then, fast forward to, she was about to go to college, and I remember my sister had a volleyball game, and me and her went to the volleyball game, or I went to the volleyball game to see my sister, and Brittany was like, yeah, I'll be there and we can hang out. So we're sitting together, we're all kikiing, sitting together, looking cute, being cute, hugging and shit. And then right when I left the volleyball game, Jessica's like, are you serious? I think it's just funny since she wants to pretend like nothing happened, blah, 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 blah. And basically they hung out again. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, seriously, still over this shit. But I still stayed with her. And then fast forward, she's in college and just more shit kept adding up. And I'm like, you know, you're in college, you're older than me. Like, if I was in your position, I wouldn't want to stay with someone in high school anyways. And so whatever. And I'm like, I'm so sick of you cheating me. I'm so sick of you doing me wrong. I was like on the phone with her. I'm like, I'm gonna cheat on you and then break up with you. I told her, I'm going to cheat on you and then I'm gonna break up with you because I'm gonna get even and then let you go. She's like, no, don't do that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whatever. And I guess she didn't believe that I was gonna do it. And so then I went and cheated on her and took it to like second base with another girl, and I was only at first base with this girl. Cheated on her with this girl. And I called her right after that night. I was like, I cheated on you with so-and-so. You had math class with her. I was like, I cheated on you. She's like, what? The girl that I had math with? And I was like, yep. I cheated on you with her and I'm done. I'm breaking up with you. And she's like pulled the like, I'm not gonna say exactly what she said because I don't want to put her business out there, but she said some crazy shit and she's like, please don't leave me. You guys can probably guess, a lot of people say this when people are gonna leave them, whatever, they're being dramatic, but I don't put her business out there, even though it was back then and we all know she didn't mean it, obviously. But yeah, and we ended up breaking up, and it took me about 1.5 years to get over her, and it was a hard breakup. Like, I broke up with her, but I was crying like every single day after that, and it literally took me like 1.5 years to get over her, like, or if not longer, probably like it took